The brokerage world is changing quickly. Many firms are moving beyond CFDs and looking at crypto, perpetuals, equities, and other multi-asset offers as the next step in growth. This panel will explore what is driving that shift, what firms need to get right, and how brokers can prepare for the future. Please welcome our moderator, Kate Rukovskaya, from Eurobors, and our panelists. Let's give them a round of applause and get started.
1, 2. Can you hear me? Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
So thank you very much for introduction. For those who don't know me, I'm Kate Rutkowska, Chief Revenue Officer at Eurobors. We provide trading technology to brokers worldwide, from trading core, trade engine, to risk management and bridging connectivity solutions. And as a technology provider who's literally sitting in between liquidity providers, trading platforms, all parts of the brokerage business, basically. We obviously seen all the requests coming from brokers in the recent years, and more often than not, we are hearing that the demands are shifting and the brokers are adding different types of asset classes, whether that's equities, futures, perpetuals, crypto spot, you name it, and most recently, prediction markets that I hope we're going to talk about today. So I wanted to get together with these amazing speakers and discuss what is driving this change, where these demands are coming from, why it's happening, and how brokers adapt to it, or do they actually accept it, and what's happening, basically. I will be moderating the panel, and I would like to ask our speakers to introduce themselves briefly, a couple of words about what you do currently and your background, and then we'll start with the questions.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for the invitation, Finance Magnet and Kate, your boss. I was previously the ex-CEO for Enzo Capital. I'm currently outgoing on as a retail head for a futures commodity broker. So my comments are really all my personal comments, and I want to keep it very simple. Wayne?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Very happy to be here. And I'm Wayne, and I'm from LTP. We are a crypto-native prime broker, so different from the traditional prime brokers. Very to be here with the guests to talk about this topic. Yeah.
My name is Eugenio Congiagioco, very hard to pronounce. Congiagioco. I'm the managing director of APAC Management Consultancy. We provide regulatory consulting and strategic management for brokers and digital asset companies, and we do acquisitions in the space. So I believe it will be interesting to see this angle of both of them colliding.
Hi, everyone. So TC here, representing USmart Securities, Singapore MAS broker. So I think this panelist is quite a best match, which I see different brokers, asset managements, different angle to looking at this industry, how we're going to do it with the changes on the environment and also the business model. So I hope that have a good chance to share some of the ideas from the traditional brokers angles, how to blend into this CFD business and how can we have a better marketplace to play.
Thank you so much. So I wanted to start the discussion with the most important question: why? Why is this shift happening, and what exactly is happening? So we have historically seen most brokers in the CFD space focusing on metals, especially recently. The metals been going crazy in the first quarter of this year, and at the same time, this concentration has been quite a bit of a concern for brokers. And we're seeing all types of new asset classes being added together with those, or brokers are launching separate branches to start introducing cryptos and other asset types. So why this is happening, and what exactly is going on from your perspective? And Cham, maybe you can start.
I think the issue here is that going into a multi-asset platform for a global online brokerage is inevitable. It's inevitable simply because of the pace and the rate of technology moving ahead. And on top of that, all firms, all online brokerages aim for two outcomes, right? Two of many outcomes. 3 to 5 years' time, you're looking at either profitability or valuations, right?
Correct.
And everybody who looks at retail are looking at where can I get the best retail customer to trade the product that is moving very quickly or very, very attractive at this moment in time. So asset classes move pretty fast. We saw that in gold, we saw that in silver, whether it's OTC, CFD, or on-exchange ETPs, right? If you are a broker and you don't catch that wave, you're not going to make the best opportunity work. So I think with technology being available across the world, it is inevitable that we will move towards multi-asset class, and everybody is trying to drive down the outcome, either from number of customers that they have, amount of deposits that they have, but it's either profitability or valuations.
From the crypto native perspective, I think one of the reason is the product itself. It is very interesting. Like let's say in crypto, in the very beginning we have only spot, like spot trade of Bitcoin, and etc. And back then, I don't remember exactly, but years ago, people in BMX, one of the biggest or the only one derivative exchange in crypto years ago, they invented perpetual swap, and we call it perps, perpetual contracts. It's not like forward, not like swap, but it's a perpetual one. So until today, it becomes the most successful, not one of, but the most successful product, trading product in crypto, at least in crypto asset. The volume is huge. And then in recent days, crypto exchanges start to trade perpetual stocks, which you don't see in crypto world. You don't see any perpetual like stuff in traditional ways. The driving power is, of course, like the people, those people who invented it is quite smart, and but the very core reason I believe it's the needs of people want to trade that. The demand is always there. See, if you want to trade, if you want to buy Tesla, I'm from China as a Chinese. If I want to buy Tesla, I have to open an account with a special prime broker for retails. The one we did in our own local ones cannot trade. I cannot buy Tesla. But there's always a need, right? Why should I save my money in our local bank, earn 0.4 to 1% return, and why shouldn't I buy the American T-bond, which give me 5%, right? There's always a need. I think the need is the very core reason that drive the market or drive the companies who is in the market to build this kind of product. And that's why we're seeing so many different asset classes, RWA, perpetual stocks, or tokenized stocks. It's also could be one of the type of RWA, or even stable coins. That's the need behind it. Whether it's, I'm not sure whether it's suitable, it's appropriate to say it, but like money laundering and everything in gray or any like. Okay. But there's always a need, and that's why the volume, the scale of all these new types of asset class is growing very fast. That's the very core reason behind it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for putting me in this awkward position to comment on that, but no, I totally agree with both of them. So I am fortunate enough that by serving both CFD providers and digital asset providers, I can get a perspective from both of them, what are their challenges, what they're trying to do. So one thing I am convinced is that CFD brokers who do not shift to crypto, to digital asset and so on, they are not going to survive. It's as simple as that. Because, so first of all, one of the biggest mistakes that I think CFD companies do is that they're still considering adding crypto as adding an asset. It is not an asset. Before it was an asset, before it was a novelty. Now you have traders that are seeking volatility. Before you were a CFD, you were having, you were doing a few thousand products, but you were getting your euro, dollar, gold, and something else. You were happy and call it a day. But then the clients start looking. They want products with volatility. They want that. They want the crypto. Then the CFD brokers, okay, it is a novelty. It is no longer a novelty. Even if you do not add the crypto to it, you still need to get in the right mindset of the Web3 in general, because it is not just about offering Bitcoin or whatever. It is about having an infrastructure that works as efficiently as the digital asset do. So the Forex broker, there is payments via SWIFT 3. It takes 3 days in average in 2025 to clear a SWIFT payment. In digital stablecoins, it takes 10 minutes average. The CFD broker trades, doesn't trade during the weekend. The crypto is 24/7, 365 days. Clients are getting used to it. The stablecoin payment itself, even if you do not offer CFD crypto, if you are not able to acquire USDT, as you were saying, no, there is also that barrier, and it is not just China. There are so many countries with currency restrictions. So if you are, if as a CFD broker you are going to say, okay, let's see how this play out, if this crypto thing is serious or not, you are not gonna survive.
Allow me to add on for 1 minute on that. I see the same as what Chunyong says. It's definitely available, because I think the investor is much more sophisticated now. They really know what they want, and their investment objectives also become more complicated. Right? Last time for the CFD broker, we're looking at, hey, you're just looking for a place to earn money? No. So I think with multi-assets, I promote that in more the way that you'll be more long-lasting. As a corporate, you want to be more stable so that you won't want to be affected by only 1 or 2 products on their volatility. So this should be the industrial futures to looking at multi-assets. I mean, of course, you don't need to be straight away add on everything into your burden, but start with those that you can find a good partner with, start with those that you're comfortable with, to any more element that you offer to your client. That will bring the business more interesting.
Wonderful, thank you. So I think we have a consensus here that it is multi-asset or die. There is nothing in between. What does it take from the regulatory perspective? I know Eugenia will have something to say here. So I'm a CFD broker. Obviously, I need to shift into multi-asset. From the regulation standpoint, what do I do?
So that's another mistake that I see, that brokers, when they approach adding crypto or other assets, they think that the level of complexity will scale linearly. It will not. It will be exponential. Because, so in my work, when a client comes and says, look, we want to enter new markets, we want to launch new products, my thought process, starting from something that I call the regulatory perimeter. So I try to define a perimeter. Sometimes the lines are blurred, but if you do not define that perimeter of what is it, the new product that you want to add, starting from what you have, is like say the Venn diagram in an earlier thing. You need to play with what you have, what you want to do, and many of them, they many brokers, they really struggle with it, and also in terms of cost. You need to consider, if you already have, say, a CMS license, then if you are in Singapore, you might need a payment license. You can need another license plus another one offshore. But when you look at it, it's not just about the license is always made of two things: the service and the product. Which services you want to offer on which products. That way you define your perimeter, and then you can decide which license you go through. There is not going to be a trial and error. Another mistake is sometimes they offer services without a license in jurisdictions where later they want to offer a license. They want to obtain a license. In most countries, including Singapore, if you are put in the investor alert list, there is a very high chance. We saw the example of Binance. I think is the most. But even before, for example, a company like, I make names. I don't care anymore. For example, FXCM, right? FXCM was even before, like, very beginning of the era. It was put on an investor alert list here. I know that they tried several times to get a license, even to purchase an additional. You are not going to do it. So these are two aspects to check, to really do your homework or use a consultant about what kind of license you need. Do not get clients from jurisdictions where you want to onboard, where you want to apply for a license, because you are going to have a lot of problems. Yes, and budget for the capital.
Wonderful. Thank you. Anyone wants to add something? I think we had just a crash course on how to do that, so nothing
Then
to
I will add
here.
one other thing: train your compliance, because the compliance is completely different. You got into crypto, you need to start looking at the travel rule, 24/7 transaction. The treasury is different. Everything is different. So there is a lot of study to be done before.
Wonderful. Thank you. Great. Regulation sorted. What about the business model and margins in general? Can someone enlighten us? Is it true that there is actually more potential revenue in other asset classes rather than in CFDs, especially with everything that's going on with the competition, with the spreads that are pretty much racing to zero and everything? Are there greener pastures basically elsewhere rather than just CFDs? TC.
From this angle, actually we see that, of course, I think for traditional CFD brokers, we last time used to joke that, hey, we are just earning small money, because the margins on the broking side, on the commissions, on the brokerage, is really not as huge as some of the business model of the CFD broker. But I think now is the market conditions that CFD broker cannot neglect this part of profit. All right, it might be small, but it gives us, just like as I mentioned, is stability and also prolong. As long-lasting broker, you not only want to earn 1 year money, you want to earn for the next 2 years, 3 years. You want to sustain that, hey, this group of customers do generate the profit margin for me, for my growth on the next few years. So I think multi-assets brokers model, I think the CFD broker need to definitely expect that the margin profit on each of the client, or maybe some new client come with the multi-assets needs, right, might be dropping. But it's really after that how you really make use of this growth from new customer to generate their interest, cross-selling the product, let them experience the excitement in the origin CFD high leverage product kind of game. Then you will see how you can make full use of it. So it's always be good to have this business model in your planning as a management. I feel that. So then you will see how you can gel into your existing business. If not, I believe that for these next 2 years, we're looking at the growth. If this is what we're expecting is true, then we will see some of the player, or so-called peers in the market, might facing the problem of having difficulty to adopt the business model. As you say, maybe the compliance is not catching up. The risk models cannot manage the risk, or actually they can't really face the regulators kind of inquiry, or also the questioning on that. So that is the profit margins we see that is for long term, but definitely it will compensate on the high volatility kind of one time of margins. Yeah.
In terms of with multi-asset, in terms of the business model, the revenue categories, we all know most of the prime broker, the nature is to make money from the commission or interest. Of course, as long as you have the license. But with multi-assets, and since, especially for crypto assets, it's naturally from blockchain, right? And with blockchain, with smart contracts, you can actually build protocols or smart contracts on top of the assets, meaning that you can actually earn other types of money apart from the one that I mentioned before. For example, you can do staking by pledge your token and to help prevent or help to secure the network and earn reward. And that is a totally new type of asset of revenue. And
this is why it's called the magic internet money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's just because of the nature of blockchain or crypto assets. But apart from that, let's say tokenized gold or tokenized silver, whatever metal it is. If you buy gold, invest in gold, what can you do after doing that? Keep it in your account, in your room, or make it as a jewelry, whatever, a gift, whatever. But there's no way you can generate yield on top of it. But if you tokenized it, it's actually now, once you tokenize it, you can actually make the gold flow. So transfer the gold from your to others, or pledge still, a stake or pledge to a smart contract with the tokenized one, and earn yield on top of that. But be careful where the yield come from. So, but there's always a legit way to earn yield. So with multi-assets, new type of assets, you can of course have more diversified business model or revenue type. Yeah.
Thank you. We actually started touching upon technology slightly, and I want to now go deeper on the technology side of things, because obviously the traditional CFD, especially retail technology, cannot support true multi-asset, not even close. So what we are seeing as a technology provider from our perspective, that brokers' infrastructure becomes very fragmented, so they are onboarding different platforms to support different asset types. The connectivity becomes a nightmare because it's all types of APIs that they have to integrate into one single platform, which obviously can be facilitated by a bridge. But it's something that is, happening right now. It's in development, and brokers, I think, still figuring out how to put this all together. And the question is, what is the biggest challenge that you're seeing for the brokers who want to become multi-asset, and how they overcome that?
I think you got to take it at several different levels. And I always say it comes back down to your DNA, right? Which part of the forest do you come from? Do you come from crypto native? Do you come from securities? Do you come from CFD, right? You have a different take. You have a different assumption of how you want to do this business, and technology will fall in place accordingly. Now, if you are a mega aircraft carrier size big company like Robinhood, tech-led, plugging a product in on 27 million customers, making the case for your brand, that's not going to be that difficult. Yeah, there'll be huge investments in operations, in processes, in compliance, in regulations, but that is something you can sort out. But if you are a CFD broker, and if you think that you want to go into the crypto space, then you got to think again. You got to think again. Is it going to be an outsourced solution, which I think would be a better proof of concepting to get it going? Or similarly, if you are a crypto native and you say, okay, I want to do CFD, because CFD look like perpetuals, right? Same thing, right? Yeah. Why can't I go into that market and try to make a difference? The business is done differently on the front end, right? So it again encourages the operator to rethink and to think deeply in what you want to achieve in 3 to 5 years' time. I've been to a securities broker who was quite convinced that they can do CFD, but with all that DNA and all that processes and all the way of doing things, not even close. The speed of doing things, the speed of getting things straightened out, it's not easy.
And the same for banks also. It's not just crypto getting into but traditional securities and banks when they want to get into CFDs. But in regard to CFD brokers wanted to get into the digital space, I think that highlights one problem that they have, one big mistake that I think they make that is irrespective of the fact of whether they want to get into crypto or not, which is for the last 20 years, brokers have treated MetaQuotes as an infrastructure and not as a software vendor. That's, I think, a very, very big problem. MetaQuotes does his job. He's a software vendor. He's selling software. That's what he has to do. He's very good at it. But most brokers, for the longest time, they thought, okay, I have MetaQuotes. I attach the server, the thing. Then when you have an issue with MetaQuotes, then I start getting the calls, oh my God, my license there, they want to do the KYC, they want to change this, that, and all the things. And of course, I try to help my client, but the thing is, that is very poor planning. We had a case very recently, this time I will not make the name because it's active client, but just 1 month ago, very large client, the 10 million deposit, 10, 20 million deposit per month from one single country, and they just got a notice from MetaQuotes that they will cancel all their MetaQuotes just because they had hired an external software guy who had attached some kind of software on their server and so on. And this guy was going to lay down, I don't know, 150 people because of that. Then luckily we managed to fix it. But that exposes, this is something that happens all the time. That exposes a problem. You cannot base your infrastructure on one software vendor. You can have a few software, a few companies. The other problem was when, for example, companies started getting into prop trading, and again, MetaQuotes wanted to cancel, then there were others. But the thing is, irrespective of that, you need to be on a cloud. You need to be on a cloud, you need to be on chain, even if you don't want to do crypto, because it is not just the crypto world. Everything is moving in that direction. You see, I don't know, the New York Stock Exchange is putting, is creating a 24/7 market for tokenized securities. If you are not ready for that, you are not going to get, and your clients will want to do that. They will want to trade those products. So there is a big issue, and this is just about the trading platform. Then we could speak for a very long period about everything else, about the technology for all the other moving parts. But for the platform, which is the part that your clients see, everything on the back end, there are you can use. I think single vendor is still okay, but for the front-facing platforms, you should either develop in-house or have multiple choices.
I feel the same thing also, is that all the while for the years, CFD brokers so depends on one software, which is, I think, it seems the really threat as of now. When the changes come in, it's not that the vendor don't want to help you change, but they can't cope with all these different changes, be it from the regulator angle, from the risk angle, from the product angle. So it's always good to, I think to cut it short, it's always good to start now. More partner, and frankly speaking, actually market is well matured enough. There's a lot of partner. Might not be vendor. It can be a partner that can assist you to very immediately crash up the low-hanging fruit, set up your product first, and reach out to your client first. Right. The most important, you keep them there. Then after that, you just slowly improve yourself, be it your own self-develop, be it whether you buy over, right, the whole license of the another vendor. That's the whole key there to move fast. If not, I will see, again, there will be another round of phase-out of a lot of brokers.
Thank you. I will add my 2 cents here as I'm working in a technology space. All of those things completely agree, and especially dependency on the single vendor, and it's one of the reasons why we started working on our own multi-asset backend. And we have seen such a great demand, which is, again, for me, one of the reasons I wanted to have this conversation, because it's not just our assumptions, it's happening. Brokers want independence from vendors. They want flexibility on the front ends. They want to be able to vibe code a mobile app over the weekend and do some kind of MVP, push it out in the market, test it out, see if it works or not, go back, do another round of development and push something new. And with the speed of how everything is moving, new asset classes emerging, new types of marketing, new types of audiences the brokers start to tap into, it's absolutely necessary for them to be as flexible as possible and to be able to move as fast as they can, possibly. And yeah, so I think the main technology challenge for CFD brokers would be to accept that mindset, the new mindset that you can't just rely on the traditional technology provider, like Eugenio said, and make it the backbone. You have to look for all the options. And if you're big enough, the idea is that some of the brokers have that they're going to have everything in-house. That also becomes a restriction, a limitation for them rather than an edge, because they can't move as fast, they can't iterate as fast or adapt as fast. So I think, and we are seeing competition in this space as well. I mean, with the multi-asset trading backends, which is great. I think that's really good that we have that competition, and we are going to see more and more new types of products out there.
Yeah, having the software in-house, of course, also has some cons, like, for example, cybersecurity. Typically, a platform that is tested and used by several brokers in several countries will always be safer than something that you developed in-house and you just try to clean the bugs, particularly now with the new AI agents having this, how's called, zero-time attacks or something like that, but basically they can immediately exploit any weakness in the systems.
Wonderful. Thank you. Well, one more question on the, and I think Wayne will be able to comment here, on the crypto side of things, because so as LTP comes from crypto native side of things, and we are here more on the traditional side. Anyone can comment on this. What are the traditional, let's say, misconceptions or things that CFD brokers get completely wrong about the crypto assets, crypto products?
It's a big question. Actually, like you said, from compliance, onboarding, travel rule, trading engine execution, security, custody, and banks, crypto custody, it's all different. It's not going to be like people are buying one specific CFD like stuff. Let's make a crypto one. Let's make a Bitcoin one. It's not going to be like that. It's definitely not going to be like that. We are building it right now. We are from originally from crypto, but we also provide traditional market access for our customers, and it's as the one who is actually building the product. It's so complicated. I can give you like thousands of examples, like what's the difficult part it is, especially the security, including mostly the asset. Your client's money should be secure in that place. Otherwise, no one will come to you. So that is totally different. So to make sure that you can help your customer to keep their money safe, it's totally different than the traditional ones. In traditional, let's trust Star Charter. Let's trust UBS. Let's trust the bank. That's it. Why? Because the government is protecting those big banks, right? It's going to be safe. As long as you trust the country, your money will be safe. So just use that. It's just the price stuff. But in crypto, it's different. You can do your own wallet. There's one story years ago. One of the very big, nowadays very big, one of the biggest crypto exchanges founder was invited by the government, and stayed there for like, I don't remember exactly how many days, but like few weeks, maybe few weeks. And almost all the withdrawals of that exchange stopped. So the price, that's a USDT and USDC, that's the price. And everything in that specific exchange, the price is different than others. So basically, if you were the users of that exchange, you cannot get your money out. Why? Because the founder was invited by the government, and he kept the secret key, the key. And it sounds like impossible in the traditional ones, right? Everything works normal, and there's no, let's call it, one point of failure. But in crypto, it is. That was a few years ago. But now, things changed. We got like third-party custody or wallet providers, solutions to make the whole system more robust. So, and that takes a quite long time. That takes a quite long time to reach what we have right now. So that's just one very simple example. And for all the other parts, it's almost all different, right? For example, we are trying to get the data for our customer to get data from like CME. I mean, for Binance, for OKS, it's over there. It's free. You can get it anytime you want. With AI agent, it's more easy. It's easier. It's more efficient to get that. But if you want to get like CME data, it's freaking hard. So it's different. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to comment on this?
Well, I've discussed about the already mistakes that CFD broker go, on treating about crypto as a novelty and other mistakes. Maybe I can mention a couple of mistakes that digital asset company make when they want to get into crypto. So one is very often about the fact that they say, okay, I'm gonna buy a bunch of licenses. I have the money. Let me buy a bunch of licenses. Solve the problem. You're not solved anything. You need to create your market, which is, of course, they can scale up quickly because they have a large user base. Even if 0.1% of their clients go there, they scale up quickly. But it's not that simple. Another problem is they do not understand the challenge of developing relationship with the liquidity providers and prime brokers. Those are relationships that you build over decades, and with a strong balance sheet audited and so on. So that becomes an issue. Another one is the risk management. They are simply not prepared to the B-book model, so they kind of struggle on that. So they also have their own challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, agree. Thank you. Well, last question, and let's look into the future a little bit. Let's take out our crystal balls. Let's imagine this industry, this space in 5 years from now. What do you think it's going to look like from user acquisition, liquidity, risk, products perspective? Chum, you have something to say. I know that.
I think 5 years from now, a lot of it is going to be very streamlined. You're going to be multi-asset. You're going to have as much opportunities to trade on one single platform. It's going to be mobile-led. It's going to be simple. The UX will always be the competition and the focus. And with new fields coming in, like prediction markets, with AI coming in to make it even more hyped up, a lot faster, a lot more robust, it will be a lot more difficult to operate as a broker. And the advantage will be in the hands of the retail customer, right? You wouldn't be trying to figure out how many lots to put on the trade. It would be very simple. If I want to take a position on gold, my AI robot on my mobile app is just going to do it for me. Put all the stop loss, put all the, take profit, and that's it. It's going to be trading 24/7, whether it's a CFD pair or it's going to be a RWA token on the crypto side. It's going to be quite automated.
Wayne?
Like, our hope is that we're going to have a great platform, a great product that with almost everything, easy to use, safe, secure, and everything over there. But that is our goal, and that is our direction. We want to be there. We want to build something like that, at least close to that. But unfortunately, I believe the future will be as bad as today and as good as today. So it's not going to be liquidity is across the world. It's not going to be a unified platform. It's not going to be as easy as we thought, ideally. No, or it will take very long time. So I think the best thing we can do, or what we are doing, is to make this piece is better, that piece is better, that piece is better, and combine the one that we build together to make a easier, a better platform for our customer, for our client. So we're adding this piece, adding that piece, slowly, step by step. That is, but it's not gonna be a like a god building something for everyone, for everything. No, never gonna be like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jason?
I mean, representing USmart, we call ourselves also tech broker. I think we strongly believe that is the effort to combine together. I think when the moments everybody realize, hey, I need to do multi-asset, start to have a lot of the business founder, they start to think, hey, I want to do everything. But frankly speaking, not because of your vision is wrong. It's because of you don't really have much on the support. And with the facts that the IT is growing so fast, when the moment you think, hey, I want to do this thing to meet our customer need, sorry, the next moment customer have another needs because the IT have changed, AI has changed. So I think for us, we're looking at, since we have the advantage in certain area of our technology, let's say traditional broker, fund management, asset management, distributions, we should focus on what we're good at. Just same as the CFD broker, if you're good in your B-book logic, your B-book strategies, and how you identify this, right, then focus on that. Then what we need to do is that make our technology, our strategy more easier to be gel and embed with others. Then, as Wayne says, one day we will see a multiple platform, but you realize that actually this multiple platform, I mean, of course, the rich guy, the big size guy, they can do on themselves, right? They can raise, they can really use their resources to do that. But as medium and small size as us, I believe that joint effort together, earn that part, majority of the part on your own expert, and share the profit with others, partner together. That will be much more easier and faster to catch up with the market. And from there, keep on improving on that. That will be the ideas for the next 5 years.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. So I agree, but I see that I think that we will see some lines blurring between, for example, brokerage account. The lines will blur with the investment portfolio. In the future, you will have, it's no longer a brokerage, it is your whole investment portfolio. It will be probably on chain, and then thanks to the, for example, RWA, you will be able to own a piece of gold, a piece of a bond, a piece of a building, a piece of a horse, because of all the assets that can be tokenized, and that will also allow you to diversify your portfolio better. And at the same time, I think that the lines will be blurred also between the concept of broker and exchange, for the same reason, because they will be at the same time the liquidity and the execution all in one venue. So I think this is where this is going. Yeah.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much, dear experts.
Thank you.
I think we have a couple of minutes. Do we have a couple of minutes for the questions, if there are any from the audience? Yes, please. Can someone assist us with the mics? 1 sec. We'll get to a mic in a second.
Okay, so actually I have a question for Wayne, because I am Samantha from Web3 Past. We are a marketing agency for RWA projects, and we do marketing in the innovation markets like Nigeria, Argentina, who has a high inflation and poor finance infrastructure and banking system. And when I talked with the OGs from the traditional finance, like TC or any OGs, I always face the problem that they treat me like a scammer. So I just Googled that LTP works as the bridge, and you're bridging this traditional finance world and the Web3 world. So my question will be, which is your biggest headache when you are bridging those two worlds? Thank you.
Biggest headache.
Thank you for the question.
I've been there. Like years ago, I I won't tell my parents or my family what I'm doing, because crypto, blockchain, those words, of course in Chinese, to them is scam related, because the information that they get from the phone is someone used blockchain, got scammed, got tricked, everything like that. So I know, I've been there. How we solve this problem should be, I mean, from our company's perspective, we are a licensed company. So we got licensed to apply for license. So it's legit. And to be honest, it's not easy, but there's no anything, any fancy words or anything. Like serve your customer, the first customer, great. That's it. Do it. And then the second one, then the third one. And they will come. People will talk. They will talk to each other. And makes you stronger. You got more, you got good balance sheet. You got good reputation. You got lessons. And people trust you. And that's it. So there's no shortcut or secret in that part. Just provide a service that you wanted, the customer needs to them. And one by one, that's it.
With the answer? Wonderful. Do we have any other questions? No, I think we... Yes? Yes, there is another one.
Well, I just heard Eugenio. He was saying that the brokers and the partners should work together, and then whatever fees and whatever earnings, we should share together, you know. And my understanding is a lot of other industry sectors, they're already doing that years ago or years ago. How come it's not been done in this sector?
I'm not sure I understood. Sorry, I hear all the question. What is it was done in the other? I did not understand correctly.
Could you please repeat the last part?
When I said other industry sector already have these practices. The medium-sized company, they will join up together, work together on a project, and they will share the profits. They've been doing that years ago. Yep. Why does it take so long?
So that's an interesting question, because so I must say that, of course, this is not an absolute answer, but for Forex CFDs brokers, I see that they tend to be a bit more petty with each other and not being very cooperative compared to what I see in the digital asset space. Because in the digital asset space, even though they are all competitor with each other, they have more of a feeling that they are building an ecosystem together, and to some extent that they are not opposing, but they are trying to convince, for example, the regulators to get in a certain direction, so they work more like a tribe, even when they are competitive with each other. If something bad happens to one of them, if an FTX goes down, that affects the whole industry in a very bad way. With the CFD broker, instead, first of all, as I explained earlier, unfortunately, many CFD brokers, they are nothing else than a IT department running meta quotes with a marketing department, okay? So they are all, they just see, we are all offering the same thing, the same problems. If someone goes down, good riddance. The largest ones, they do not think about that. So there are, this, as I said, this is not absolute at all. There are many that cooperate. They answer together to the consultations of the regulators in order to improve this. But I see much less division in the digital asset space. At least my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other questions? I think we're done. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for sharing your opinions. And I hope everyone will enjoy the rest of the expo and the day.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Thank you.